Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines here in Town. Guys, last episode we expanded the residential area of the city quite dramatically because we had that huge issue where we lost a lot of residents and it was causing other issues in the city. Since then, we've now got a ton of residents back and we're homing in on the 500,000 population mark, which is kind of crazy. There still is a few issues in the city. There's a bunch of commercial areas complaining about not enough shoppers, but that will eventually fix itself when all the people move back in to their original spots and we get the population back to where it once was. And we also have an issue where not enough workers are educated. And again, that's down to the fact that we just had like over 100,000 new influx of residents who are not educated. So we just got to give them time to be educated. But those are kind of only the major issues that we kind of have right now. And they'll get fixed on their own as we progress a little bit further. Now, since last episode, I've done a little bit of work here and there. Put some rocks in the canyon like you guys were suggesting. And today I want to try and focus on getting set up our very own Venice style area. I've mentioned it quite a few times in the past already. I want to create like a not a Venice in Italy, like the Venice in LA, where all the houses are on that nice little like canal kind of design. I want to try and create something very similar to it. It's not going to be crazy, it's not going to be over the top, just something to add a little bit of character in one of the areas of Town. So if you guys enjoyed this and want to see more of Town in the future, then make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe too. So here is the city in all its gloriousness. So you can see the issues I was talking about. Some of them are not enough customers. Then you have some of them not enough goods to sell. That's a new one that is kind of popping up right now, not enough goods to sell. And that's because we need to build a few more industrial areas, but at the same time, I don't know whether that is also getting related to because we didn't have as many residents, the industrial areas don't have as many workers right now. So we just got to wait for them to be educated to work in those areas, but we'll see how that changes over time. If it doesn't change much, then we start building some more industrial areas. We do have the odd area too, like over here, where, well, that's not the right building I clicked on. Where is it? There we go. But not being enough educated workers, but it's all good. Because time will fix it. We'll just go wait for these new peeps moving in to sort themselves out. And this is the area that we built, which is slowly but surely upgrading. We did have a little bit of a garbage issue, but it's kind of fixing itself, which is it's amazing how sometimes you just give the city time, it kind of does repair itself. But a few interesting things to kind of point out. Right, population is literally 40,000 away from 500,000, but look at how much money we're making. We dropped down to like 13 million last episode. Now all of a sudden, I'm making lots of money. It's like, did I change anything? The answer is no. Did I do anything different? No. It's solely down to the fact that now this brand new influx of people are moving in. The University of Town has 16,000 students. And look at the tuition fees versus the expenses. That is ridiculous. And also the reputation level is prestigious. It's the best it can be. It's crazy, man. It is so crazy. So things are looking up for Town. So I added a few little rocks in, as you can see, going down the canyon. It's not amazing. It's still a work in progress. It's because, you know, every time I place in some of the rocks into the water, it was then starting to change the water flow. We had a few little issues here and there. But for the most part, it's pretty good. Again, still a work in progress, but I want to look at this area today. I've made it pretty much flat, almost level to the well, at this point it's the river level. So we can get like a really good flowing canal system going in. So let's take a look at this canal system then. So I think I'm going to go with the... Now, this is the thing. Do I go for the really wide? I'm going to go for the shallow canals anyway. The really wide or the narrow. Now if I do really wide, then I can't place as many houses. And it may seem a little bit too much. I don't know. With the really narrow, I can place in a couple canals in the system. So, it's a tough one. I think I'm just going to go with the really narrow ones. That'll be the best option. And in terms of where we want to enter it, I don't want to pull it like going straight here where the water's bending round. I don't feel like that's as natural. I kind of want to pull it on a place where the waters will flow out naturally. But then again, will I get the water to stay in the canal? That's the question. Now, it is quite a fast-flowing river, so you wouldn't normally put a canal system on something like that, believe it or not. But it is what it is. I could always create like a little in-section that, you know, well, I say little in-section, like a little borderline harbour, as weird as it sounds. Like, let's kind of play around with that idea. So let's say I pick this, for example. We're going a little bit. We create a little dent down. And what I want to do is kind of almost create a square. Let's bring the brush size down a bit more. So actually not a square, more of a rectangle is what I'm trying to go with. So push it up a little bit more. Hasn't got to be perfect, but it would be nice, you know, if it looked slightly man-made. And then what we do is we create and bring this all the way out. This kind of filter there. So if you've ever seen a canal, now most of them are not connected to rivers, they're their own thing in general, but it's kind of a way to filter in the water. So we can do something with it. Probably, and then we can do like a bridge or a road that goes over the underpass where the boats come in and out. But it's probably not going to be a wide enough for boats anyway. We're not going to have boats go up and down it. I don't think just yet anyway. There we go. So we'll let the water flow in. We'll smoothen it off slightly. So just tap along with the smooth boys. Just smoothing those edges. And then that's where the canal will then kind of just come from. So again, just, you know, I want it natural, but not too natural, if that makes sense. We can always use key walls and stuff like that to kind of size it all off, but let's just fast forward the game to the game's point of fast forwarding right now. Actually, this doesn't look as narrow now, does it? Right, if I come in a bit more, alright, let's pause it. There we go, and then just take like a bit here, bring it out slightly, smoothing it down. Is it a bit too high? Yeah. Yes, Zodiac, it's very high. Right. Okay, so let that just do what it's going to do. How's it look now? Okay, that looks a little bit better. A little bit more artificial is what we want to go with. So, yeah. So I think we'll put the canal in, and then we'll see how it looks after. So with the small one then, let's pause the game. We'll create directly off this our straight line in with the canal. And then we'll bring it down. Now, like I said, it's not going to be huge. Not going to be a lot thrown into it. But it is going to be kind of pretty cool. Now, I'm going to do it fairly wide. So we can get some houses in each side. And so if I went... What was it? It was up by 20, wasn't it? If we go up by 20 here. So we first create a little square there. And then let's say we had little areas that sprawled off it. So maybe this went down by 20. This went down by 20. This could stick out by 10. Now this is a little bit higher up here, so we could make this go down a little bit further by 30. By 20. And it is quite... The hill starts to slide up a bit right there. So I think we probably want to keep it down at this point. If I just created like a 20 there that cuts through. So nice and simple, nothing too chaotic. And we'll try and trim this basin that we've almost kind of created. So, keep it in pause then. Go back to landscaping. So now we got a level for it. Or now we got like an idea of how it looks. I can kind of then start to trim it a little bit. So it comes in, it's a little bit wide. But if I bar it out a little bit more, that's what I'm trying to avoid, is that there. And then I want it to Look how it comes down like that. I want the same thing to happen here. Because that's very straight there, and this is not. Because this bows out a bit more. Alright. Easy does it, boys. Okay, so let's just put it into play mode then. Let the water flow into it a little bit and let it kind of build up. And we'll come back in just a second then. So how is the rest of the city now looking? So what I've done as well, just to kind of handle the garbage issue, I placed a bunch of these down just for now. Kind of really cheap incineration plants. There's 5 of them, and they're pumping out. I think each one's pumped out like almost like 100 garbage trucks each. Yeah, some over 100 as well, which is kind of serving the city. Eventually, I will create my very own garbage facility, which will handle the whole city perfectly. So we've just got our academic report. So we've gained an extra 14,000 students on top of the previous year. Wowzers. More academic works created. We've got sports trophies. How well is the sports team doing? So it's made a total in income 200,000, and then weekly expenses. Damn. All the colours as well. We've got to change the colours. We can change the identity. Oh, guys, give me some ideas. Should we be the Broncos, the Alligators, the Buccaneers, Chirpers, Eagles, Lions, or Spartans? And we've got to go with that Senyek red colour, haven't we? Which is kind of about there. It's about there. We'll go with that, which is cool. So we've won 4 trophies in our lifetime, which is crazy. It's a pretty good team. It's a pretty good team. Anyway, how are we getting on down here then? So the water's slowly flowing in. So I don't know whether to scrap this whole thing here and have the canal go straight into it. Because the more I look at it, it doesn't look that great, does it? So let me kind of go with that idea. So let me up the brush size. Which she's not going to like now when I move all the water. Oh no, it annoys me. Every time I go to click the smoothing tool, it doesn't do it. Now I've like really changed the edge of the water. Okay, so that's really going to mess me up a little bit now, but you know, it will eventually settle. But what I want to do is now just get this one. And then run it straight in. It's always terrible how... I really... Sometimes I just don't like how it connects. Sometimes I just really don't like the connection of a canal. So I feel like I have to go in that deep. But again, give it time. So we want roads around this and roads climbing over. So let's see what we can come up with then. So what will be a good road? I was going to say like industrial roads because of how they look. But let's just go for a normal road to begin with. So that's kind of in the middle. That's like perfectly in the middle. Gives a little space that, you know, the houses can back onto it. So yeah, I could go for that, and then I can build bridges straight across, like that. You know, we're using this tool. So why don't we go for the one with trees? And if I start there, and did that, so if I put it right against the edge of it, you got a nice little slight walk. And then I could do it like... This is the thing I could do. I could do it like this. Let's see how I feel about this. So the house is all in the middle and the roads go around the edge. But then the houses don't back onto it. And then the other option is like this. Like the actual Venice in California, in LA. Let's say I did it like this. Alright, just for a second. Just kind of make these roads go across. What they do there is, because they have the path that you can walk along the back of it, only on some areas of it. So it would be like this at this point then. So getting the path down. And without interrupting the houses and stuff like that, the path kind of runs. What happened there? Are you for real? What happened? Right, this is why I don't need the snapping on. But then the path, you get the idea. The path kind of then walks alongside of it. So if I put that down the middle, like that. There we go. Oh wow, really? It's not. That's not flat. That's a bridge going all the way through. Oh, okay. Let me change it. There we go. Which then makes creating that connection a whole lot easier. So just got to take the snapping off quickly. Run this down. So we'll do this one first and then just kind of see how it looks and how it plays out before we progress and do the rest, which will be interesting. So yeah, that's done. Let's put it back into play then. So again, not every area is gonna, it's only a small little section, but not every area is gonna have a canal. It's not all gonna flow perfectly. It's like, you know, it was built around it. So that I want to get the same going here too. So now knowing what I know in terms of placing down the roads, if I do it like this, you then still get the road placed now with the trees going through, which it doesn't happen here. So do it like that, and at least you get the road going through them. So pull this one up as well. Now this is the interesting thing, is how I do the majority of this. So I could have, we brought that to there and that to there, which allows me to, okay, pull back a little bit, because it allows me to work out how I can then create a diagonal. Would that work? Yeah. So a diagonal, in a sense, we're creating a road going straight down. Not too sure how far it's gonna go, but you know, it's against the line, which will bring straight across. And if we have that stick out by that much as well, let's bring that up for now. Again, I don't know where it's gonna go up to, but this is when we start eating into the hill a little bit as well. Okay. Water's flowing in. It'll eventually kind of bottom out the water. And then we'll know exactly how high we are and stuff like that, which is going to be great. So, yeah, okay. So some areas we're not going to have walkable paths. It's going to be all filled up and be very, very close, just like the road is. Well, as the road is going to be. Alright, let's put it to pause. Create a little cul-de-sac, which would be quite nice. And let's get rid of that there, so I can push this out a little bit further. Okay, so let's bring this up. So you're creating like small little communities within and around it, which is really nice. So bring this one up. Now I need to figure out how I want this road. So if I brought the road... okay, so let's pick this as the road. To there, and then to here. We'll create a bend on it. Do the same for this as well. This will be a much bigger bend. That can that go straight down? Yes. Do the same for that, straight up. So like I said, this one's going to be a bigger bend. There's our little area, our little community is coming together. I should get some like the some assets for like canoes or little tiny speedboats or little fishing boats or whatever that I can put on the back of some of these houses, which would be really cool as well. But I'll save that for another time just yet. So I bring that straight down. That's going to create like almost like the grid effect neighborhood. It shouldn't be a very booming popular area for traffic or anything like that, because it's all going to be like low residential. Alright, that's good. So we're creating that grid effect over over the canals, which I'm loving it. So bring that to there. So I won't technically connect those straight across, because you can see we're creating the grid going across there. And then we'll connect this. Oh, we need this to go up a bit further, don't we? So just put that to there, and then have it go straight into it. Now, however, I don't know how it's going to connect or how it's going to play out to other areas. I assume it probably linked to... I actually don't know which road we're going to link it to be honest. So let me just kind of figure out how the canals are going to finish off. Right, so if I kind of go around there, bring this one up and down as well. Keep going with that one. And we create like again a nice gridded community. This is going to be a really cool place. I can already feel it. We just need to have a really good way of connecting everyone to it. So we do have this outer ring road, which we might as well close it off. But it's not a ring road that handles the traffic. It's just like the outskirts of this area in a sense. So if I kind of get rid of that there, and that's where it ends, and then what we do around it is going to be all different. We kind of need a few ways to get into this area. So we do need like a more dense road for traffic. And like I said, we do have this road here. So this could ultimately come down, swing round, and then like you think of this rectangle here and this rectangle here as being the points of entering to and from this area. And I go across there. We might be able to do something smart. So let's keep it with this. Let me stick this out by a second. So bring this up by 20. Bring this up by 20. There we go. And then we'll upgrade that road there and go straight across. So you can see how that then cuts in to go into that area. And then that, I mean, it could either be a dead end here, or we do something to kind of finish it all off, or add something there. Not too sure. Not too sure. But let's say that this continued going straight anyway. So we'll kind of snap it to there a second. And where and how will it meet? It won't meet if I go straight like that. Not quite anyway. But we could also do the same here. So up by 20, across. Up by 20, across. Upgrade these two guys. Now there's quite a lot of connections very close on this one. So this way I decide, I should really decide what ones don't I want. So I could say not these two. And then you got like a really good system there. Now I could either have a small roundabout in here or just have it, a simple crossroad, because that then will go down to the shoreline and bend around and follow it round, which is a really good setup. But I do have a roundabout here that could come off a highway going that way or straight down to whatever we build in this area. It would be nice to add some skyscrapers down here to finish off another little city area. But we also have this roundabout here and that roundabout there and that one there. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a highway running down anywhere. This one's definitely coming down. And this will eventually come down around here. maybe cut through the mountain to connect back up to there to create a loop, and then that could then go across as the on and off ramp for it, and then just not have any highways connected around here. This could all be just generalized built up area. That's how I could have it in my head, but plans always change, right? So if I get rid of that, can I then create a bend, and how would it look? So it's not terrible, does the job, and for now that is as far as probably I want to take it. We'll kind of just to have planned in our mind of where things are going so I don't forget, because I'm notorious for doing that. We'll have that continue to go down there. I'll overextend it so I know it's going in that direction, and we'll do the same for this. Just put it to there because we know it's gonna maybe cross the river again. We'll see how it goes. But it's a nice little setup though, isn't it? It really is a nice little setup, and it makes sense now to kind of have that connected diagonally there, and all the rest is perfect. Nice. Right, back into play mode then, because obviously we still need the water to fill up in the general areas of this, and we do need to lay down the water pipes too. So we need to get the water pipes set up. So as of right now, this is the only connection, which is fine because literally no traffic comes down here at the moment. Because the school's here, which is not a very high traffic area. We do have the metro, which does serve quite a few peeps. But we do have the tunnel there, but a lot of them tend to use this one, which whoa, okay, there's a bit of build there. Which I do like the fact that they use this one, because as we build the city more up over here, this is so free at the moment, this will then eventually get used. So I'd rather do that than throw them all onto this. Right, this is not looking great. Hold on, if I go to the roads and go underground, I could do a simple, I could do something really easy here. So, right, let's take it from here to go under and just connect like that, which hopefully they will treat that as the underpass to get to there rather than going round the roundabout. I'm hoping that is a short enough route. Right, let's give them a second or two to update their routes. Because if I can get everybody to go through that tunnel rather than, everyone who goes over this roundabout, if I get stop them going straight over the roundabout and go through the tunnel, that's a lot of less traffic than on the roundabout, if that makes sense. Just waiting for them to, like, update their routes. Will anybody use it? Right, we'll still give it some time just in case it's still waiting to update. But we can do the same thing here too. With these guys. Make them go under. And then connect like that. So it stops them people or those vehicles hitting that roundabout. I feel like this is still the shorter route for those guys, isn't it? Underground. Let me pause. Delete. Oh, that's got to be the shorter route now. Come on. That's a glorious connection. So yeah, we'll just give them some time to sort it out. So everyone going straight over or doing a right turn should then avoid the roundabout. And only people on the roundabout who need to go around it. So that will relieve a lot of traffic. But again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll come back to it in a minute just in case it has sorted it. Right, how are we going down here then? Is the water come to a fixed level? Just want to make sure we're not overflowing in any areas. Ooh, little frame rate lag there. We seem to be looking pretty good. So yeah, let's pause a second then. Now I need to add in all the water pipes in this area. So just create like a very basic grid. There we go. Pull that straight up. And then just fill in the small little gaps that we've now missed. Right, that's technically all covered then. So bring that straight up. Right, that should all now be connected. Is it? So I've got this on. Yeah, there we go. We're all connected. Okay. So now that's pumping all water. We're ready to start placing stuff down. But let me just check this roundabout. Are they now using it the way I wanted them to? I mean, the traffic's cleared. So it was just like an initial build-up that we originally had. So I'm just watching. Okay, these guys are going under it. They're going under it. So it is now being used. Not everyone's going to use it. But I think it like 2 out of 10 maybe that use it. There's less vehicles on the roundabout. Where's this yellow and green van go? So he's gone down there. Where's this? Oh, he's going to go up there, isn't he? So they're still technically not treating that as the quicker route. Now speed. I mean, it is a lot slower. Okay, let me go. I'll pick 120 on this whole thing. Hoping that because of the speed increase, they'll go, yeah, that is the quicker road round. A lot of them used it then as well. A lot of them did use it then. So, it could happen. I'm on the ground now, no. There we go. It could happen. It could be used, but it's just one of those things. I think I need to sort this out at some point because the amount of traffic that's coming down here. It'd be nice to have this road go straight down, then we create a junction coming off it. But again, we'll do that in the future. So I want to focus on this today. Right, so it's going to have no power. Oh, and we're actually now overflowing as well. We are now overflowing. So is it worth creating an outlet? Because all the water's going to come in here. So is it worth then creating like an outlet there to stop the overflowing? Because that could be an issue. Right, I think that might be the best option. We got an inlet and out. I mean, probably not the methods and how you create canals. But it seems like a smart idea. There we go, bridge over. So, because the way the river flows, water's going to come in here anyway and then go straight back out, which shouldn't cause then the overflowing that we're seeing. But it does create some terrible landscaping. Right, there we go. Now, does that look okay visually? It looks a bit better. Looks a bit better. And again, we'll see how that flies. Now I feel like I can't place down any zoning because of how it's going across. But hey ho, hey ho. So yeah, let's get this path in on this side then while we're waiting for it to kind of sort itself out. So we'll take off the snapping grids. So one there. One. Oh dear, what happened on this side? What happened on this side? That's nothing to do with the water, is it? It done it again. Oh, we get some really bad lag. Let me pause that. I do know there's like a thing with the move it tool that you can like select all the points. Like this. And isn't it like alignment tools? Is it that one? Immediately align to terrain height. No. Oh wait, I'm not even selected on them. It's something like this. It's something or other, but I just don't quite know what it is. But I'll figure it out at some point. That's shocking. So if I do one here, which is doing it, I reckon it's to do with that there, isn't it? Okay, what if I come a bit earlier? Right, we go here to here. What in the world? Right, it's got to be something to do with the water, right? Yeah, because like when you set the water in some areas there, it kind of goes over the top. It's the wrong path. It's the wrong path. How do you upgrade the path? Because it's a park path. There we go. Decorations. But the water's kind of gone now, so it might just work in general. Why is it only the park path? That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. We have to resort to the old-fashioned move it tool. There we go, guys. When in doubt, just go old-fashioned. Just go old school. Oh, this is even more annoying. There we go. Right, leave me alone now, game. Leave me a freaking alone. Right, that one's a little bit weird. Right, Gochi. Back into play. Okay, so we're just still waiting for the water to exit anyway because it's really is flooded. And stuff like that. How's this roundabout now? Vehicles are taking those underground ramps, which is what I like to see. But wait, do we have... We do have one that goes there. Straight under. And if I change this to... let's go under as well. To 120. He's a lot faster than the roundabout at that point. Get rid of that. Because the only ones entering the roundabout then are either turning right or left. Well, that's what they should be doing. That's what they should be doing. Whether or not they're doing it, I don't know. That's a different thing. I mean, some of them are using it anyway. Right, is this canal system stopped flooded yet? Because we have created the outlet now. Which there is not much room for boats to go underneath it, which is hilarious. We have created the outlet, but again, you just got to wait for it to disperse. You got to wait for the water to disperse. So it's slowly going. We can view the water flow. Oh, I had it in for a second. Where was it? There we go. You see the water flow? It comes up. It seems to be going like a zigzag pattern to get out of here, but it is definitely moving out. I mean, we can see it anyway. You just got to wait for the overspill to kind of settle down as well. If we can wait for the overspill to settle down, we can place in some housing. I mean, we could do it anyway. Just to kind of get things rocking and rolling. So what we'll do is we'll have housing, and we'll not I was gonna say we'll do a small commercial zone, like a really small one though. It would have to be a really small one. Because you can see this being like a little, you know, in real life, something like this is a tourist destination. You know, that's what a lot of peeps do in Venice and LA. They go view the canals. And I know that from personal experience because I've done the exact same thing. When I was there last year, rented some of those bird scooters. And I was up and down Venice Beach and Santa Monica on those bird scooters. I was up to the canals. I was doing it all, boys. I was doing it all. It's a lot of fun. But they're pretty cool. Just imagine living there, man. That'd be so crazy. You got the beach, like a stone's throw away, and you're surrounded by these beautiful canals. Alright, I'm taking everything as advantage here. Every nook and cranny is getting the residential treatment. So we got a nice little kind of section there. And then we do a commercial, and a commercial section there. Do residential going around all here. And I think it would then be easier to paint the rest. And I might do like a dirt path that goes around the edges by the beach, or I might just leave it as it is, to be honest. Now that's going to be interesting when the houses get built here, because they're going to have to, yeah, they should landscape themselves across to compensate for the water flow. But we see how it goes. We can create some nice parks in these gaps as well. And we're going to need some services, of course, electricity. So what would be the easiest way for electricity? I could do for now, until we eventually bridge it over, these little parking spots. And they'll be pretty handy. They'll be pretty handy if I do like a park. Let's go for like a large park. There we go. I'm trying to think the best place to drop it. Let's say here. There. And if I created a road. Let's do the snapping. Oh, that's not snapping. This is snapping. If I just create like a general road here. Why not? We could create... Oh, let's do another road as well. A small car park. So if I did one of those there, 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 and there. And then find the actual car parks that we use. Now granted it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to power this whole area. But we've taken advantage of it, really. It looks like a small little car park for the little park that we have down. But really, just for now, a little bit of solar grids in. It's pretty handy, pretty cool, pretty sweet. And let's do it. Should we get another one in? So yeah, let's first do a park then. We'll go for that big boy park again. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Bring it up to there. Nice. And then power. Either side. And then car park. And so it also brings some leisure to this section as well. But more importantly, brings the power. Again, like I said, not all the power it's going to need. But it brings the power. It brings the power, boys. Right, so let's get some path then. And we'll take off the snappy grid. We're going to bend it as well. Like that to bring it round. Create a coolish pattern. There we go. And we'll create a little cut through there. A little cut through there. One there. And one there. So we can drop in some trees and stuff. That'll be pretty cool. So just kind of do a couple of rings around it. So I do diagonal ones for this one. Alright. Nice. And this one I do want to do something different with. So So let me just work with this one first, because that commercial one, I got a better idea. Alright, let's bring that out to there. Just do a little bit of a wiggle of that. And then this finishes up. I'm going to do a crisscross here too. Okay, I want to keep it like that. It's all good. It's all good. I actually don't like this bit. Let me try again. There we go. So yeah, I want to do something different with this bit over here. So with the road, oh, that's the wrong type of road. Put that sweet snap on. So yeah, what I want to try and do is, and we have to push it back by 1 actually. So that came up to there, but if I can put it back by 9. Yes. So again, it's a commercial area. Car parking to the rear of the property. And that's when we drop down. Some of those. And we can do one either side and it doesn't touch the edges. So car parking to the rear of the commercial area. Pretty good. But again, it's just to blindside people that there's electricity there. That's all it's really doing. Right, we'll get some trees in just a second once all this area has been filled up with all the residential stuff. The canals seem to have settled themselves as well. They're going to be screaming for more power soon anyway. 'Cause it's not enough to sustain that area. How's this island now? It looks like it's flowing a lot more smoothly. We'll see how long it lasts. So how's the city holding up then? So we've still got the peeps uneducated. Let's have a look at the education levels. It's only 13% uneducated, but 13% of nearly 500,000 is still a lot of people. And we need to turn them from educated and well-educated into highly educated. So we basically what the city is saying to us is, you've got a lot of jobs that require highly educated people, and you don't have enough highly educated people. That's basically what it's saying to us. But I've sorted out the capacities too, because I got rid of a lot of schools that I didn't need, but then I had a big influx of people and I need some more. So we're just about on the cusp of the elementary capacity. We need more high school. We need more university. We don't have enough. So does that mean our actual university, University of Foolstown, info? Wow, look at the tuition fees. Holy moly. Yeah, we could do with some more dormitories at some point soon. But, other alternative, we could build the trade school or the art school in the future as well. And that'll be also pretty cool to get in. They would be. So, okay, we got power issues again. We got those delicious power issues. So what I'd do, I kind of like this area being also self-sustaining. You know these little edges that we have? Put some car parks there. Because they're beneficial, they'll park in them. But it also provides power. That's the cool little benefit from these. Alright, we'll do some here as well. Just kind of mirror itself and back it on. And we'll do one on each side here. Alright, we'll see if that's enough as well. So it looks like this is general parking, but there's a double meaning behind it. There is a double meaning behind it. So like I said, we'll get the trees in once the whole area is built up. I can see cars now making their way down here. I've got it on ×9, the fastest I can simulate the game. I feel like ×2 is the fastest one. It's like by a tiny amount. I feel like it's the fastest one. It's hilarious. But yeah. We're getting a few peeps arrive now, which is all good, all good, all good. We're up to 20 million in the bank. Holy moly. It's been a while since he turned a profit. And this university is just killing the game, man. The amount of tuition fees, 420, blaze it. And we're almost at capacity for it as well. So I'm thinking we have to build the art and trade school very soon too. Many, many things I want to build. Many, many things, which is good for us. Because we've got so much stuff. So it's like all this over here is not, it's not perfect, it's not great, but there's so many areas where I've kind of dabbled in. And I haven't finished it off. Oh, remember this, guys. Falls down. So many areas, but we're getting there slowly. We are definitely getting there slowly. We're closing 500,000 too. More peeps are moving in over here, which is really good to see. Our small little canal town, which is really nice because it's near the university and all this kind of good stuff. It's like a really nice place to live on this side of the city, near the creek as well, the canyon, whatever you want to call it. So it is nice. Oh, these buildings are really starting to expand, which is good. Very good. I like this area. It is nice. Right, let's get some trees in them. So we're not going for the big forest trees. No, 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 no. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Let's get rid of this. Nice and simple. There we go. Might drop a few palm trees near the beach. But I just want to kind of like, you know, plant some trees down to grow the area slightly in all the gaps. Glorious. So just up the brush strength slightly. And then all the little gaps and nooks and crannies that we've got for trees can all be placed in. So that's kind of reduced the brush size now. Kind of smooth off the edge. So it is going to overflow the sides there, but you can see where the forest kind of then pans out. But again, we've got to build up around it. So, palm trees. You classing this as a palm tree? Yeah. We'll bring it down to a single. It's like a machine gun when I place it down when I click and hold. And it's like a machine gun. But just add a little few there, just kind of add something to it, which is really nice. If you technically look at it, we've created small little islands. Because this all here is an island, that's an island. We've created 3 individual islands, which is really cool. So property values should be really, really high in this area. They really should be. Again, a big bulk of traffic is now making its way down. Ooh, there's a bunch of folk there that would have got off the subway making their way down as well. This place has no services just yet either. And I remember I haven't added any services in over here too, which we'll do at some point in the future. Because when I get this middle area all covered up, I can place down the bigger versions of the police station that can then cover the whole area, which would be pretty handy for us. But we're only 10,000 away now, guys, from 500,000 population. We're halfway to 1 million. Oh, that's crazy. I don't know if the city will ever get to 1 million population, but how amazing would that be? It'll be so freaking good. So freaking good. But there we go. Our very own little version of Venice. We'll give it a district. Should we call it Venice? Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, if we should call it Venice. Or unless you got like a really cool name you could use. It's called Dale Heights. We're definitely not keeping Dale Heights, but you know what I mean. See what you guys come up with. We've got peeps moving in right now. We've got a chunk there off the subway. If I go up a bit more, there's a chunk there off the subway. Go up a bit more, there's a chunk there. You can tell. If you look at it, you can tell when a train came. Any more? think we drew another train. I think we drew another train, but they're all moving in, and this place is going to be pretty sweet. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.